So today we are going to talk about how to actually get 7 days out of your high efficiency cooler. If you're an individual that likes camping like me that has gone out as long as 8 days, it's important to make sure you can actually do this. First thing, make sure to bring your cooler outside of the garage or inside of a shed. If it's stored in heat, bring it inside. Let the cooler actually cool down. You do not want to put ice in it when it's 95 degrees. Okay, after your cooler has cooled down to room temperature, what we're going to do is, in my case, I have inserts, which I'm going to remove. We want to cool it down for a little bit. Well, I generally do this about a day before the camp out. I have a 1-gallon frozen container in which I will place this inside the cooler and just close the lid. This will cool it down to about 35 degrees. This is important, so when you do put your ice in, you're putting it in a cooler that's roughly 35 degrees, and so it doesn't melt immediately. After about a day, I go ahead and just remove my big ice block. Normally, like I said, I do this a day in advance. And the cooler is much cooler at this point. I only do this right when I'm about to fill my cooler. Now, it's important, if you use bag ice, it's only going to last 3 to 4 days. It's always important, if you can, if you're going camping for a week or more, to use ice blocks. Now, ice blocks are hard to come by these days, so I just make my own. This is just a potato salad container. I have about 24 of these in my deep freeze, and so I can pull them out when I need them. I'll have my inserts back in, and I'll go ahead and stack my food in there as well. And I'll have anywhere from up to 30 of those blocks. Now I will, as the week progresses and I diminish my food, I will start shifting everything into just 2 segments and have this one empty. One last thing I would like to talk about is cooler selection. The lighter the color of the cooler, the better, the most reflective. If you can, always get white. It is the most reflective color, therefore it won't absorb the heat from the sun. Also, keep your cooler in the shade as much as possible. If you at a campsite with a pavilion, keep it in the pavilion. If you have a bunch of trees, keep it as much as possible underneath the tree. Also, when you are grabbing stuff, make it fast. Make sure you're not having it wide open and selecting a whole bunch of things. The longer you have it open, the more cool you're going to lose. One thing I wanted to add, by having blocks of ice ready, in my case I'll have anywhere from 24 to 30 of these ready to go, is in case of emergency, such as a hurricane where I'm at in Corpus Christi, Texas, right on the Gulf Coast. Both Hurricane Harvey and Hannah knocked out our power, in which in about 6 hours our refrigerator had become too warm to hold food. We just got the block of ice, put it in our cooler, and was ready to go until our power got back on.